Hello, YouTube. It is I, TJ. The TJ who does life. Life. The first question is first. Fuck you. What was your freshman year of high school like? What was it like? It was like hell. It was like being in hell and having small demons gnawing on my face. Only not as fun. Willing to make another Man Talk series. Man Talk! No women allowed. I don't know, probably will never do that again. But maybe, you never know, something might strike me. Anyways, someone said there was no evidence for a naturalistic or a created universe, so the only logical choice was agnosticism. I was caught off guard by this. How would you argue it? First of all, they don't understand what agnosticism means, because agnosticism is either the... agnosticism is just the position that there could be no ultimate truth of... God is... The ultimate truth about whether or not there is or isn't a God is not knowable in any sort of absolute terms. You could be an atheist and an agnostic, which I am. I am both. I'm an atheist agnostic. If I did believe that God could be 100% disproved, then I would be a Gnostic atheist. If I was a Christian, I could be a Christian who doesn't believe that God can be 100% proved, and then I'd be an agnostic Christian. If I was a Christian who does believe that God is 100% proved, or he could be, then I'd be a Gnostic Christian. But I'm an agnostic atheist. Now, when it comes to the naturalistic universe, it's not a matter of there's no evidence for a naturalistic universe or a created universe. There's simply a matter that proposing creation as a solution to the problem of the complexity of the universe. How did this complexity come to exist? If you propose a creator, that creator must be at least as complex as the universe that you propose him to explain. And that doesn't make sense, because then you have to explain the creator, and if you're going to be thinking in terms of creation, then the creator's going to have to have a creator, and you're going to have an infinite regression of creators, just creator upon creator upon creator upon creator, and that doesn't really make a lot of sense. We've never seen the creator. We have seen the universe. If we're going to expect that at some point a complex system emerged, it makes a lot more sense to just believe that the complex system that we already have evidence of, the one we live in, was that emergent system, not that some creator emerged and then created the universe. That doesn't make as much sense. It's a far more complicated, needlessly complicated explanation. Why is America gonna die? Because it pissed me off. What do you think of anal sex? Love anal sex. Love it. Do you think there's such a thing as free will? I want to answer that, but I just can't. For some reason, there's like an obstacle. What do you think of Marilyn Manson's autobiography? It's good. It's a good book. I recommend it. It was pretty important for me in my formative years, although I like to believe that I'm still in my formative years. I like to think I keep an open mind and that I'm always growing and evolving and changing, but probably I've stagnated and I just don't realize it. Have you ever heard of Portal 2, and if so, what do you think of it? I've heard of it. Obviously, you'd have to live under a rock to not have heard of it, but I don't think anything of it because I'm not a gamer and I don't care. What is your idea of a perfect friend? Someone who's not perfect. What do you think about Richard Dawkins being arguably the most visible atheist? I don't know why atheist is in quotations, but it is at the moment. Do you think he's good for atheism as a whole? Yeah, I think he's fine. There's nothing wrong with him. He's a good representative, I guess. I don't really care about atheism having representatives, simply because I think that people should be representative of themselves, not of movements, but that's idealistic thinking, and in more pragmatic terms, yeah, I think he's a decent spokesman. What's the best movie you've seen this year? I don't know. Probably Super 8. As much as Galen will be angry to hear that. What do you think of the anime Akira? It's good. It's one of the first animes I saw, and it sticks in my mind. I like the blood, lots of blood. I like the themes of power and all that, and I kind of like when a character starts off in a very lowly position and then is elevated to this much higher position, and you can see their true nature emerge. Are there any actresses that you have any respect and or admiration for their acting ability and career? Unfortunately, actresses tend to be selected for their aesthetics. Well, actors too. Actors and actresses, they tend to be chosen for aesthetics rather than acting ability. But some actresses that I think are actually good actresses are like Helen Mirren, Judi Dench, Cate Blanchett. There's probably some more, but that's a good start. You mentioned before that you thought Inception might be one of the greatest movies ever made. I forgot what you said exactly. Since some time has passed, do you still think so? Please explain why you thought the film was so significant. I feel like the film was significant because it had this multi-layered storytelling, where each layer correlates to others, but they're all on a different timeline, and you can see how an event in one place affects the happenings in another place, and I just like the psychological elements. I like that Chris Nolan did a lot of research and talked to experts on dreams and psychology and how ideas are born in our brains, and it wasn't a dumb fuck movie made for dumb fucks. It was a smart fuck movie made for smart fucks, and I enjoyed that. But at the same time, it was still entertaining. It wasn't just, let's make something cerebral and forget to actually tell a compelling story. They actually, were able to do both. What was the last job you had? I worked at IHOP for 2 days. That was also the first job I had. Well, I actually had a job in my father's call center, but I don't think it counts if your dad got you the job. Why are you a sexy goddess? Why? I don't know. It's very strange. Probably the man tits. They're beautiful and jiggly, and people love them. Why do you think that people are so against people that curse? Fuck if I know. Do you like the WWE? Who's your favorite wrestler? I do not like it anymore. I liked it when it was with the WWF, and it was all about like violence and tits. And I guess it's not really about that anymore. Now it's kind of like got a PG thing going. My favorite wrestler back in the day was The Undertaker. What's your favorite fast food meal? Probably just like a double quarter pounder with cheese and fries. Don't make me talk about that though, because I am on a diet. What is your definition of art? Every time I come up with a definition of art, I see something that definitely qualifies as art, but does not fit with my definition, so I'm struggling with that at the moment. Is there really a cure for depression? I don't know if there's a cure for depression, but there's ways you can deal with it and manage it. One of the things that helped me was to not give a fuck. I don't know if I recommend that treatment for everybody, but it worked for me. In the past, you have expressed strong anti-police views. What alternative or changes would you propose to law enforcement? Well, first of all, you can get rid of all the superfluous laws that prosecute and persecute the non-violent. Those are silly and shouldn't exist. Second of all, you can have police be better educated instead of just arming every asshole. Basically you give high school bullies a badge and a gun, and then they fucking go out and act like bullies. I mean, and people are like, "Oh, how'd this happen?" Because you armed bullies and gave them power. You fucking idiot. We should have people who exemplify. We should really be more stringent about who we appoint as a police officer. It should be a higher paying job, and we should attract a better quality of professional. Will you be my best friend? No. How would you rank Manson's albums from best to worst? High End of Low, Holy Wood, Mechanical Animals, Antichrist Superstar, Eat Me, Drink Me, Portrait of American Family. I might have missed one. I don't know. I forgot Golden Age Grotesque. Golden Age Grotesque would go between just before Eat Me, Drink Me on the list. If you could move to any other country in the world, which would it be? Don't give a fuck about that. Do you think that Hollywood will eventually overtake YouTube and it will become the new TV? Probably so, and that's kind of a sad thing, but it's going to happen. It always does. But, there'll be some new frontier, so don't worry. Are there any theists you respect? Sure, but my respect for them relates to traits that are independent of their theism, usually. The only person I can think of who I actually respected their theism itself was Johnny Cash. Other than that, my respect for people who are theists usually has nothing to do with the fact that they're theists. Their theism is incidental. There's this guy on TV that went on a hunt to find the magic staff of Moses. This question's too long. I'm not going to read all this. Would you rather have cum in your ear or cum in your belly button? Well, I have cum in my belly button all the time because that's kind of where it goes when I never had it in my ear, so I'd go with that just because it's a new sensation. Always embrace the new. Do you like to screw with people's minds? I know I do. Sure, of course, we all like to do that. It's a hobby of the human race, I believe. What future is more likely to come first, New World Order or the decline of society? Probably the decline of society, because I don't see. I don't believe in the New World Order. I don't think that. I don't believe in the secret cabals that run everything. I think there are people who very clearly run everything, and we know who they are. There's no secret society. It's just people with money exerting their influence because they have money. What do you think? What do you think about Chris Chan? He's back. I've never heard of him. TJ, what's your take on anal warts? Love them. If you had the power to create a world, any kind of world, what would it be like, and what would the creatures that inhabit it look and act like? I think it'd be kind of cool to create this world exactly as it is, but where everyone is themselves. That might be interesting to see what happens. What is the upside of liberal economic policies as opposed to a libertarian view of economics? I think the problem with the libertarian view, the inherent problem to me, is that it takes away the power of one person, one vote, and creates a new paradigm of dollars equal power, and that paradigm is already overtaking America, and the results are not good. We need to reverse it. We need to take power away from money and put it back into people. So yeah, I think that's the fault of the libertarians, the supposed libertarians, the people who call themselves libertarians but are actually anti-liberty fascist fuckholes. What's the meaning of life? Don't say 42. 43. To what extent does your fatness protect you from bullet fire? 100%. They bounce right off. What are your current thoughts on Brett Keane? Don't give a fuck. Have you ever wanted to play an instrument? Sure, I always wanted to play piano because they're so versatile. Do you think Charles Manson should be set free? Why not? He's old. Who gives a shit? Do you play RuneScape? No. Do you understand the concept of purple? Probably not. TJ, do you think it'd be badass if Anonymous killed Facebook? I kind of think this is lame because Anonymous announced that it was going to kill Facebook on the 5th of November. Remember the 5th of November. So fucking original. And then a few weeks, and everyone was like, yeah, Anonymous, go! Fucking take that shit down! And then a few days later, like, David Cameron, the Prime Minister of the UK, was like, oh, I'm going to take down Facebook. And everyone's like, whoa, fascism. So fuck people. What is your favorite character from a Tarantino movie? I like Bill from Kill Bill. What type of gay porn do you like? What is your favorite porn site? If you had to kill Cody, how would you do it? I don't know what type of gay porn. I don't know. What is your favorite porn site? I like Tumblr. I follow a lot of porn blogs on Tumblr. If you had to kill Cody, how would you do it? I don't know. I'd probably like fucking get on his back with like a fishing line, and I'll like hang like some fucking indie band's fucking pretentious vinyl, on a fishing line, and he'll just chase it off a cliff, and I'll just jump off, the last moment. Why do you think white nationalism has such a large following on YouTube? I think because they have no representation in the actual mainstream media. I think when there's a group of people who have no representation in the mainstream media, they tend to be very, it's like for the same reason there's so many big Asians on YouTube, because there's not a lot of big Asians in the mainstream media. It's like you got Jackie Chan, and that's pretty much fucking it. They don't have a lot of Asian superstars, so people see someone that looks like them, they identify. And I think that, white nationalists, they don't see their views represented in America, so they find a place where they can do it, where they can talk freely, and they do it. And of course, YouTube tries to shut them down, but it's just too fucking hard. So, YouTube should just leave them alone. Let them be stupid. Who cares? Their stupidity isn't affecting anything. They're not their movement's not going to catch fire. We've done the racist thing. It's not going to get big again. We have new problems now. We have the problem of the people who believe that our financial infrastructure is in need of these massive reforms that are not really reforms in a progressive sense, but they're reforms in a we need to go back to time when times were good, like 1920 kind of sense. And that's represented by the Ron Paul movement, where it's we don't like fractional reserve banking, and we don't like the Federal Reserve, and we don't like and we want the gold standard back, and they're idiots. How does your life get affected now that you know about quantum physics, and why do you feel the need to bother about stuff in life if we all die anyway? What? Who cares? What are you talking about? I don't fucking get behind all that nihilism shit, like life is meaningless, why do I bother? I bother because it's interesting to me. Should I save the good questions for Ask the Amazing Atheist? I don't know. That's up to you. Will you ever travel overseas to help you in your personal growth and development to see the world from a different perspective? Nope. If you were a woman for a day, who would you fuck? I don't know, everybody. I'd just fucking, spread my legs and fucking set up shop and be 10 cents a fuck. Set up a little jar, they could throw their dimes in there. If they don't have a dime, free fuck. What do you think of Chris Christie? Don't know who that is. What's your view on the hot sauce case? Don't know what that is. Do you like martial arts movies? If so, what are some of your favorites? I do like martial arts movies. Probably my favorite is I like The Protector, where Tony Jaa is trying to get his elephant back with his Muay Thai skills. I like a lot of the early Jackie Chan stuff. Especially the Legend of Drunken Master remake. I'm really fond of the movie Ip Man and the sequel to a lesser extent, Ip Man 2. What was the hardest thing you had to stop lying to yourself about? I can't think of anything. Have you ever done ass play on yourself? I wasn't even aware that was possible. Maybe I don't understand the meaning of that word. I need to look that up. Do you think Ghostbusters is the best movie ever? No, I do not. TJ, what is your opinion on Judaism and specifically Orthodox Jews? They're just as dumb as any other fucking religious people. It's just I never felt the extreme need to criticize Judaism, because I know most Jews, first of all, don't even believe in Judaism. Most of them are atheists, or at least a good chunk of them are. And then there's only something like 6 million Jews worldwide. So they're a very kind of obscure religion at this point. And most of my criticisms of Christianity carry right over to Judaism anyway. Because, unless I'm talking about something specifically in the New Testament, it still applies to the Abrahamic God, whether you're Jew, Muslim, or Christian. How much weed do you smoke? I don't smoke weed. If you could demonstrate anybody, who would it be and why? Past, present, fictional, doesn't matter. I don't know, probably Glenn Beck. That seems like it'd be fun. If you could change any event in history, what would it be? I don't really want to fuck with the past. I kind of freaks me out. I don't want to erase my own existence accidentally. Where would you rather live, America or Canada? I already live in America. If I wanted to live in Canada, I could. I don't, because I'd rather live in America. If you were schizophrenic, who would you want to hallucinate as if they were in person 24/7? So I get to hallucinate that someone's with me 24/7. I don't know. I'd kind of get annoyed. Maybe Grendel is a hallucination. That'd be kind of interesting. What's your opinion on Bill Maher? I think he's one of the funniest comedians alive, and I find him pretty insightful. Sometimes he says some stupid shit, but that's the price of being outspoken. Is that sometimes you're going to say stuff that people don't agree with, including your closest fans. I mean, I know that for a fact because that's how I am. I mean, I'll say stuff, and sometimes my fans, or at least a chunk of my audience, will be like, "You used to be cool, but now fuck you." It's like, okay, well, it was all right when I was pissing everyone else off, but now that I piss you off, you're gonna act like a butthurt little bitch. That makes sense. Do you think we will ever be able to fuck aliens for pleasure? I hope so. Brave new holes to penetrate. Who is your favorite poet and/or author? My favorite poet is Stephen Crane. My favorite author overall is probably, I'm assuming you're meaning an author of fiction. As horrible and cliche as it is, I'm going to go with Stephen King. And I know that I'll get some shit for that. I mean, I've read, like, Charles Dickens and, I've read, what the fuck's that guy's name? It should not be Dostoevsky. I've read, I've read some of the classics, but I still like Stephen King better because I'm an idiot. What is your opinion on the RoboCop movies? Love RoboCop. Love RoboCop 2. I know that's not popular, but I like it a lot. And I fucking despise RoboCop 3. I think everyone agrees with me on RoboCop 3. What do you think about heavy metal and death metal music? I'm not a fan of metal in general. Just doesn't appeal to me. It seems like a I don't know. I always think of metal as being like something that like 13-year-olds listen to. If you're like 13 and you listen to metal, that's fine. But if you're older than that, I think it's kind of silly. I've watched you for years, but I can still never come up with a question to ask you during these. I'll just come up with something personal that I'm sure you'll enjoy. Why is Grendel and pugs in general so cute? It really doesn't make sense. Grendel, come here. This question's about you. You should be here. Come here. Grendel, come on. God damn it. I hate when his brain is busted. God damn it. Where are you at? There you are. Grendel, come here. I'm calling you. I want you to come here. Yeah, see? Good boy. His brain finally activated. Grendel, why are you so cute? Tell him why. Tell him. Look at that. Grendel, look over there. Why are you so cute? Grendel's a cutie pie. Trying to lick the cum out of my ear. Damn it. Fucked up my framing. Okay, let's get back to business. What are your thoughts on speciesism, especially in regards to the great apes, cetaceans, hope I'm pronouncing that right, and elephant species? I'm not... I understand the basics of evolution, and I'm pretty decent with biology, but you're, when it comes to, speciation, I'm a little bit fucking, wearing a dunce cap. So, I don't know. I'm not really sure about the specifics of your question. I mean, I understand what speciation is, but I'm not really sure what do you mean, what do I think of speciation? Do I think that it's legit? Is that what you're asking me? From a creationist perspective, what do you think of this? This is bullshit, right? I mean, I'm not sure what you're getting at. I mean, I think there's there's kind of a deficit in my understanding, and I think there's also your question is way too open-ended for me to know what you actually want from me. Do you think a resource-based economy would be achievable by using science and technology? Could we ever create an abundance of clean energy, good food, clean water, shelter, and all of the basic human necessities? Could we eliminate the need for money, and should we? I don't think we could ever eliminate the need for money because money is just a symbol of exchange. This is part of the reason why I don't agree with the gold standard, and I gotta get off this Ron Paul shit, but money is a symbol, okay? All it does is it symbolizes, I decide, I have this skill. I am a painter. I believe that one of my paintings is worth $200. If no one is willing to pay $200 for one of my paintings, then I'm mistaken. If someone is, then my painting is worth $200. And all that dollar is it represents my labor and your desire. That's all money is. It's about perception. Value is tethered to perception. And so even if we get rid of money, like paper money or card money or gold money or whatever, even if you're just trading, it's always going to be money. That's ultimately what it is. It's all currency. What is your opinion on the news station Russia Today, RT America, and Adam versus Man? I don't know anything about any of this. TJ, what is your opinion on the California game law that senators and parents were trying to get enforced, which would have resulted in banning the sale of violent video games to minors? Well, that failed recently, didn't it? And it was stupid, and I'm glad it failed because it was, it was a blow to free speech. And if it hadn't failed, it would have been bad. I'm not a gamer, but even I can see that. Will you ever talk about your experiences with school or being a kid in general? I think I have kind of a little bit in the past, but I mean, I'm not really a past-looking person. I'm more of a in the now and what am I going to be doing tomorrow? I'm not really thinking about, like, what did I do yesterday? TJ, what wouldn't you do for money? It's rhetorical, and no, I won't watch the next 2-hour-long answer vid. Well, if you're not going to watch, there's no point in me answering. If you like big butts and you cannot lie, and them other brothers just can't deny, then why do some men die eating pie? Goddamn, bro. That shit's deep. Are you mostly an autodidact, or did you like grappling ignorance? Or do you like grappling ignorance? I'm mostly autodidactic. Being an autodidact means that you can be very intelligent and well-read, but the bad thing about it is, there's certain advantages to being self-taught in that you are very knowledgeable about certain subjects, but there's also gigantic holes in your knowledge that anyone with an academic background would just not have, because they're forced to do things. They're forced to learn about things that they're not necessarily supremely interested in, or maybe not even interested in at all. But it's still important that they know it. The pros of being an autodidact are, if someone goes through the education system, even the higher education system, they're on they're part of some regimented learning mechanism, and everyone else in their class is learning all the same stuff that they are. They're all basically being taught to think alike. If you're an autodidact, you're not part of that system. I think that we need people who are part of the mainstream education system so they don't have those giant holes in their knowledge the way that most autodidacts do. And I think we also need autodidacts because without us, there's no one that's not thinking out of the regimented little box of thought that academia puts people in. Do you go to Reddit for a lot of your updates on news and such? Yeah, it's probably the most useful resource I have when it comes to news and stuff, because there's so many subreddits that I can go to and look at different things from different perspectives. Why don't you like war movies? I don't know. I don't care for them. I think it just has to do with my pathological aversion to authority. I see a bunch of uniformed people and it just kind of freaks me out. Do you think Geisel is overrated? Probably not, because I don't even know who that is, or if that's a person, or if that's a movement, or what the fuck is it. Have you ever considered growing your beard longer, like Gimli long, to see if you can intertwine it with your chest hair to make a beautiful masterpiece of manlyhood? Because I just did. Do you think comedians like George Carlin and artists like Marilyn Manson have led to the current rise in atheism in the media with people like Hitchens and Dawkins, or are they select individuals of their time period with no link to each other? Something like that's very difficult to figure out. When I say very difficult, I mean it's pretty much just, it's like impossible. There's no way we can fucking know if those things are connected. The world is just too big and complicated, and there's no way we can follow that thread back. We can speculate, and I speculate that there probably is some relation, but that's all we can do. If you came across a death note, would you choose to use it? And if so, who would you kill and how? I don't know. You know, it's kind of difficult to know until you actually have the power. If I was gonna do it, I think I'd probably just start killing like celebrities that I don't like. Like maybe I just go on IMDb and like see like movies that I didn't want to get made, and I just like kill the directors. Like, oh god, fuck that movie. Huh, not getting made now. You know, just kill all the bad directors until Hollywood realizes, like, okay, I guess only the good directors are allowed to live. What would your perfect world look like? I don't want a perfect world. What is your opinion on the drug DMT? Never tried it, so I don't know. Have you ever watched Penn and Teller bullshit? You know, I liked Penn and Teller bullshit back when it was about debunking like the claim, like paranormal claims and like, you know, like reflexology and ghosts and shit. But now it's basically just like, oh, libertarians and yay and fuck that. What? I don't know. That's a good question. What? Who do you think are the journalists with the most integrity, mainstream or otherwise? I think the journalist with the most integrity is, I don't know. I don't pay a lot of attention to sources. I mostly just look at the fucking facts that are laid out, and usually I try to get at least, you know, 3 or 4 different sources, and I figured that if a bunch of people are covering it a certain way, then it's probably accurate, but even then you can never be 100% sure. What are your views on solipsism? In other words, I want to hear you bash it. I did a video about this a long time ago. It might be on the Amazing Taroja channel. It's not on my channel anymore, but it might be on Amazing Taroja or the Amazing Archivist. It was basically, what was the video called? It was about solipsism. I don't know. Maybe someone can, will, like, in the comments below knows what I'm talking about, and they'll give the title out. TJ doesn't always drink beer, but when he does, he drinks. I'm partial to Blue Moon at the moment. How do you feel about Hidden Fortress? I personally like it more than Seven Samurai. You're an idiot. It's not better than Seven Samurai. It is a good movie, though. If you could choose an online moniker, if you had to choose a new online moniker, what would it be? I'd probably just go by Taroja. How are/were things with Holly? Things are fine. Thank you for asking. If you had a penis like Herta, don't know who that is, so ask going beyond this is pointless. Don't know who Herta is. Don't think I want to know. How did you become friends with Cody? I don't know. I watched his videos on YouTube. We started talking. We beat it off. Tube Galore or Pornhub. Don't really go to either, so I'm not really into video porn. I mostly like to look at still images and make my own videos in my head because I have a very powerful imagination. I'm going to answer a few more, and then I'm going to be done. How do you see the internet in 10 years? How will it affect society? And the way we communicate is tending towards becoming a predominantly live medium as opposed to a deferred one. What? I don't know what you're talking about. I might have read it wrong, but I'm not going back and rereading it, so fuck you. Wart is a farce, lat is my hand stand 3T Jew. Of course. Hi TJ, what are you most proud of out of all the things you have done? I don't know. I don't tend to be a very proud person. I'm not like, oh, I accomplished this, and if you don't like it, fuck you. I just don't get into that kind of shit for the most part. Sometimes, but usually just if I'm like in a pissing contest with somebody, then it'll start coming out of me. But you know, for the most part, if I'm just sitting around, I'm not sitting there like thinking about all my great accomplishments. Like, yes, I am impressive. Who are you going to vote for in the 2012 presidential elections, and why? I'm not sure because I don't know I don't know everyone who's going yet. I'm not sure who the Libertarians are going to nominate. I'm not sure who the Green Party is going to nominate. I'm not sure if anyone's going to be running in as an independent. So I'm not 100% sure yet. I will throw my support behind somebody at some point. It's going to happen. I mean, I will make a video eventually about who I'm going to support and why. And it's probably not going to be Ron Paul. It's almost definitely not. It's not going to be Ron Paul. I hope Ron Paul dies before the elections, so it's not even a factor. Shortly after seeing Inception, you said it was up. I already answered this question about this. Would you use advice to go into another dimension if scientists told you your body could physically live there, but that's all they knew? No. Seems too risky. What if it's like what if it's like Venus? I mean, I'm just gonna go like live on Venus and just be fucking really hot, and just like, oh god, fuck, why'd I move to Venus? I mean, I know Venus is not another dimension, but what if it's a dimension that's similar to Venus, and there's like extreme humidity, and I'm just like, do you ever want to have a family of your own? You know, I don't. I live in Louisiana, so we don't have basements. As soon as I get a basement, I'll get a family down there. What does your favorite Leonard Cohen song mean to you? My favorite Leonard Cohen song is 1,000 Kisses Deep, and to me it seems like, at least in the beginning, it seems like something my father would have felt. So when I listen to it, I feel like I'm almost listening to his thoughts. So that song is kind of important to me for that reason. Have you read any of Jim Butcher's other books? I mean, I guess you mean aside from the Dresden Files. I've read the Codex Alera from start to finish. I enjoyed those as well. Why do some of us fear change so much? I don't know. It's just human nature, I guess. People kind of like the status quo, even if the status quo sucks. How do you feel about the use of steroids in general? I'm not opposed to people doing it, but I think that those who do are kind of lame and stupid. And they tend to be fucking violently murderous assholes. Do you ever watch the Vlogbrothers on YouTube? I've seen a couple videos, but not really. Do you think humans could cope with another equally intelligent species trying to coexist with us on Earth? We can't even coexist with each other. So, probably not. What is your opinion of the show Doctor Who? Have you ever watched it? If so, which Doctor is your favorite? I've never watched it. I don't care to watch it simply because there's just too much going on. It has too much of a history, and I'm too obsessive. I'd want to watch from the very beginning, and it would just devour my life if it was any good. And people tell me it's good, so I don't want to fuck with it. Which website do you use and like?
Porn.
Yeah, YouPorn. No, I don't like YouPorn, but you can go to I like going to my forum. I like Reddit. I like YouTube. I like Tumblr. I spend a lot of time at those places. What do you think of Shia LaBeouf? It's Shia LaBitch. It's not Shia LaBeouf. It's Shia LaBitch. Working with Marilyn Manson, he will direct a documentary showing Manson making his new album. I don't know. I have to see the product, I guess. Did you see the 2009 Star Trek movie? I don't remember if you made a video about it, but if you haven't, what did you think of the movie? I saw it in theaters and I thought it was alright, but then I saw it again on DVD and I didn't think it was all that good. So I know people are going to be pissed at me saying track, because I'm supposed to say Trek, but for some reason my tongue does not like to do that. I guess that's enough for today. I'll answer some more tomorrow or the next day.